wow, we just figured out nice guys. Welcome to Erratic Sleep Patterns, guys. What is up, party people? It's Amy, and today I'm going to look at Reddit nice guys. I have always wondered how I stack up against a nice guy. People love me. I'm fucking adorable. I'm great. I'm mostly independent. Like, I don't require much from anybody. A lot of people think I'm a catch, so I'm not super worried about that. I know that sounds kind of douchey, but like, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. But I'm sure lots of people think I'm awful. I'm sure more people think I'm awful than actually like me, and that's also fine. But there's a whole like type of person that I'm not familiar with that I imagine if I try to date online, I'm going to come across. And so I need to familiarize myself, get an idea of what could potentially happen. So I'm going to look at some nice guys on Reddit, and we're going to learn something. I don't know what we're going to learn, but we're going to learn something. You ever been in a situation where you think you find a high quality girl, then you have to battle it out with some scumbag to get the girl? After winning the battle and helping the girl see you're the best option she'll ever get, then you find out she's already slept with the other dude. Disgusting. Girls are little skets. Don't know what that is. No such thing as high quality, just painted turds. Fuck off. This is making my brain like swirl. I've got so many thoughts, but I think you proved already that you're not the best option she'll ever get. So I guess it's nice to have gotten that out of the way. So I feel like, not knowing the situation, I don't know, obviously, any of these people in here, and I feel like we're probably getting a skewed view of the situation. But I feel that maybe you won the battle because it didn't work out with the other guy. So, I don't know, probably as the girl, I don't know her. She could be a terrible person. She could be a great person. I don't know her. I feel like she probably feels like that whole situation sucked, right? She probably tried to be with the first guy, and then that didn't work out. And then she goes to the other guy. I just feel like for her, then she ends up with this other dude, and she tells him that she slept with the other guy. I don't know the situation again. And then he freaks out. Like that's got to be like the worst, I don't know, I want to say week, but it was probably longer than a week. Probably the worst week of just going through all that stupid bullshit. She's probably now like, oh, all guys suck. And not all guys suck, but a fair amount do. I feel like I'm not going to like these, to be honest. I don't like mean people. Okay. All right. Throw in being bi, and the definition of sex gets way broader than mere PIV, and it's that much harder to keep track. Congratulations. You can no longer pair bond with a man. Just don't be wondering why there's no good men left when you're 33. This is coming from a dude that asked another subreddit how to get a hooker. Figure your shit out, dude. I have. American women are garbage and not worth marrying, and are only worth paying money for some sex to avoid all the drama that comes with women. It's also a great way to avoid any child support payments and alimony payments. I have a coworker who pays his ex $300 a month, and he doesn't even get to have sex with her anymore, LOL. Complains she spends it all on tattoos and girls' nights out while he's the one watching the kid. The other thing that I want to mention is that it's definitely a huge influence watching how miserable a lot of married people are. I just kind of noticed stuff like that. Okay, first of all, what the fuck is pair bond? In biology, a pair bond is the strong affinity that develops in some species between a mating pair, often leading to the production of rearing of offspring and potentially a lifelong bond. Potentially a lifelong bond. Okay. Okay, we learned something. See, we're learning stuff. I told you we would learn something here. Okay, so congratulations, you can no longer pair bond with a man. I wish that we had better ways to teach relationships. It is possible to have sex with multiple people and then find your soulmate or your, the person you're meant to be with later in life. And sometimes you won't know that you found that person until you've tried it with other people. And again, you can have your preferences. Like I can understand why someone might be uncomfortable with a partner who's had multiple partners. I can also understand though people not being comfortable with somebody who's had very few partners. Everybody's different and everybody has different needs and different beliefs and different, feelings. And, sometimes people want to just try whatever they can, find out what, to learn more about them that way. And some people, want to, only, pair bond, I guess. Okay. So I don't understand why body counts necessarily matter unless it's something impressive. Like Wilt Chamberlain claims to have slept with 20,000 women, over 20,000 women. And then while looking that up, I found this thing that said Scott Steiner claimed to have slept with 15,000 women in a year to beat Wilt Chamberlain's record. That would be 41 people a day. That's a lot of work. You have to really want it. So those numbers, yeah, that's something interesting to me. Would I be okay with a partner who has slept with that many people? It depends on the person, right? It all depends on the person. That's why the body count number doesn't necessarily matter. Wilt Chamberlain slept with 3 people. Definitely not as impressive. I wouldn't be talking about him right now. But let's say he slept with 3 people, but he's a terrible person, and that's why he only slept with 3 people. Then I probably wouldn't want to be with him. But let's say he slept with over 20,000 women because he's so great. There's like alarm bells going off in my head that something might be wrong, but let's just say he's so great, like so charming, so nice, so kind that like you can't help but like be near him and to just give it up, right? And he's like, I've slept with too many people, I don't want to do it anymore. I love you, Amy. And obviously he's got enough charm to bed that many women. I could see myself, depending on, again, if we're compatible, falling in love with him. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't care. Maybe my feeling just now, because I don't understand the body count thing. I don't know how many people the people I've slept with have slept with. I know it's more than me. It's not really an issue for me. 50, 3,000, 2. That's not why I'm there. I'm not there with the person because of the number of people they slept with. Also, I feel like the body count also depends on age. Like, let's say we all get into our 50s and I'm not there yet, even though it might look like it. I'm not there yet. But anyway, we're all 50 and like, let's say, this is not my number, but let's say I've slept with 3 people in those 50 years, right? And I think, depending on the situation, right? It's a number, and I don't want to, I'm not judging anybody, so I'm trying to like, I don't know. But, and then someone's like, what? You slept with other people before you got to 50? I haven't slept with anybody. Again, that's your thing. Good for you, I guess, if that's what you wanted. But like, I'm 50. I can sleep with however many people I want. Like, who fucking cares, right? If I slept with 50 people, let's take out the first, let's say 16 years. 16 years, so what is that? 34? But you get the idea. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. How many people am I sleeping with currently is a fair question, right? If I'm getting into a relationship, how many people I'm currently with is a fair question. How many people I've had in the past is a conversation we can have, but it doesn't determine my worth. It doesn't determine your worth. I do think that that's actually pretty funny that I have a coworker who pays his ex $300 a month and he doesn't get to have sex with her anymore, in the argument of, well, you were asking how to get a hooker. If you're somebody who patrons sex workers, I can see how paying alimony to not have sex with somebody is kind of laughable. I would say, and I don't get alimony, I don't get child support, I don't get anything, but I would say it's child support, it looks like. So he's technically paying for all the times that they did have sex. So it's kind of still working out the same. Nice guy was sympathetic about her grandma dying, but passive aggressive on nudes that never happened. Okay. Hey, sorry to hear about your grandma. I'm here to talk if you want, but also you said you would send tits a couple days ago and you never did, but it's okay. I get it. You have a lot going on just when you get the chance. That is amazing. It's a weird, like, here's the thing, and this is a little bit different than this thing, but when my grandmother died, I got so many offers to bang. it's weird because I was married at the time and I wasn't even like, I wasn't flirting with anybody. I wasn't like, who wants to hook up? It's just like really upsetting that my grandmother died. I love her so much and it was a really hard time. And all these guys that I hadn't talked to, in some cases years, reaching out to let me know that they felt really bad and that they wanted to fuck me. And it was the weirdest thing. I had a friend at the time who was also like weirded out because I was showing her. I was like, look at, I mean, this is a real thing. Like, so she had this idea that she might like invent a cousin, because she was single at the time, that she might invent a cousin that died to see if she could get the same sympathy dick that everyone was offering me. And so here's the thing. I do know that for some reason when I seem vulnerable, like people are like, let's get it. But there's also a thing I wonder about how different ways of processing grief. And I hope to get into that a little bit more in a different video. But so I kind of wonder if it's related to that. Like this, maybe he thought this would be a good distraction. Look, I know you're sad. Oh, this reminds me of a drawing I'm working on, but it doesn't matter. It's like, I know you're sad, but like maybe take some titty pictures, take your mind off it. He's doing her a favor, right? I mean, I was crying super hard when my grandmother died for like a long time. So, I mean, if you like snot,
the mucus queen is yours.
Then let's do this. But I feel like most guys are like, ew, there's snot on her tits. And it's like, what do you want? Do you want to leave me alone while I'm grieving? Or do you want tit pics? You gotta pick. You know, if I say I'm gonna do something, I try to fulfill it. But like, I mean, unless he's paying for those pictures, she doesn't owe him anything and he can fuck right off. Sometimes people change their mind. Sometimes people's grandmothers die and you just gotta wait. Prompt was, what do girls like in guys? Okay, I don't know that I'm gonna read this one. I'll just tell you. It says the prompt was, what do girls like in guys? It starts with height, lists some race stuff, lists asshole sport jocks, the guys that call them bitch. I could go on, but I'm just gonna say nice guys finish last. This is such an odd idea to me, honestly, because the whole nice guys thing, I genuinely, like, the way to get with me is for someone to be genuinely nice. And the thing is like, it does, like, not even just to me, like, one of my favorite people is just genuinely kind to other people. And it makes my heart melt all the time. And I'm sure not everybody is into nice, like, genuinely nice people. I am. Like, kindness particularly to me. But outward kindness is such a turn on for me. The saying the internet was a mistake, I feel like that a lot. I feel like that in certain concepts it has been a mistake, because it perpetuates some things that are false, and it exacerbates some issues. And so the kindest person I know is not being kind in an attempt to get laid, which is interesting, because like, I'm pretty sure he could get it more than he realizes, but that's not why he's doing it. He's just genuinely a kind person. And I get it, like, some people do want a bad boy, but most of the relationship information that you get is from media, right? And so I think that some people, in some cases, get an idea of what a relationship should look like based on stuff that they've seen on television or in the movies or that kind of thing. You know, again, because we don't have proper education about relationships, which is so weird. Why don't we have proper education about relationships? Relationships, both sexual, platonic, what, you know, any others that I'm not thinking of right now, are so difficult. And if you have some idea, just a little bit of an idea of what to do, or how people act, or how people are different, it might help you succeed in being friends with people. You know, so I do think that, you know, probably some people are picking people who are worse for them than they would maybe even actually like, just because they think that that's how it goes, right? You often, I'm trying to think, you know, you see movies where like it's unhealthy relationships. That's actually why it's entertaining, though, is because it's unhealthy. But if you don't recognize that it's unhealthy, you think that that's maybe how it should be. So I was not attractive as a teenager. I probably wasn't that attractive in my early 20s. And I'm not saying I'm a hottie now or anything like that, but I was bullied. Dudes did not like me. I was lonely and I was sad and I wanted somebody to love me. I mean, that's basically the theme of my life. I'm lonely, sad, and I want someone to love me. But so I get it. Like I don't make fun of people who are in that space because it's hard. And you know, if that's your whole focus, and I think I'm lucky that wasn't my whole focus. I had other things that I wanted to do. Ever since I was very, very little, before I could even really want a relationship, I've always had tried to do like writing and productions and stuff like that. So like I'm always busy with side projects anyway, so I can put my energy into that. I don't have to sit there and think, why doesn't anybody love me? I think, you know, I could think about it when I'm going to sleep maybe, but I don't spend all day and all night doing it. Like there's no good way to get out of that spot, right? You're either the problem or everyone else is the problem. If you don't have the support and the encouragement or the strength to look in yourself and figure out, you know, how to make yourself better. And I'm not just saying looks, like it obviously looks are important to most people, and it's a, you know, it's a first attraction sort of thing, but you don't have to be like the hottest person in the world to get a partner. You can do regular hygiene things to like improve certain things, but you are who you are and you should accept that, and it's easier for other people to accept it if you accept it too. What I'm trying to say though is that if you don't have the strength, the support to look into yourself to figure out like, what can I do to make myself better, and instead you invert it into, you know, I'm hideous, no one will ever love me, that's not the answer either, right? So often it is easier to say, well, it's not me, I'm a good person and it's everyone else. It's easier to survive. I'm trying to figure a way to say it without like saying the thing, but it's easier to survive if you put the hate outward instead of inward. It's not good either way. I honestly think that kindness, it doesn't count. I mean, you can be kind just without any, like without feeling it for sure, but it's not true kindness, you know, unless you really mean it. And so, you know, you can be a nice guy, but if you're not actually nice and if you're not actually caring, then it doesn't mean shit. And so you can say, but I'm a nice guy. No, you're not, right? How are you nice? Because you didn't scream at somebody? That's not nice. Because, you know, if you're not caring about other people, and that's another thing that gets people to care about you, is if you just actually care about people. You don't have to like go out of your way to take care of people. I'm not saying like you have to give everybody money. I'm not saying, you just actually care what happens to people that aren't you, then that in itself makes you a more desirable person. Holy Jesus. Okay. So this one's this one says, saw on IG, oh man, and it says, it's a message. It says, hey, what's up? It says, hi, I'm here to see if you can let me join the Arsenal F football club fan chat. Sure, what's your name? Name provided. You're a girl? Asterisk straightens tie. Hi, I'm blank. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm blank. Can I join or not? Combs back hair? Sure, you can join if you want. But where do you live? I am not a fan of the asterisk text, and especially in this context, is not okay. It's gross. It says, I'm not comfortable with telling you that. Completely fair. And he's, oh, gross. Slowly massages your breast. We both support Arsenal. You may as well tell me where you live. Okay, that's a bit too much for me. Bye, fucking bitch. Like, I don't know if that's real, because, like, are you fucking kidding me? That is an escalation. That's ridiculous. The fucking bitch part, I mean, that's the thing that I don't get. Like, I mean, I get it, for sure, but if somebody rejects you, like, suck it up. I don't understand. This is, so I'm not actually big on, you know, purporting the, you know, the masculinity and the be a man sort of thing. But if you're going to want to be a man in that sense, which most people who react that way feel they need to be a man, then be a fucking man and suck it up and just go about your day, right? Jesus Christ, that pisses me off. Nobody owes you anything. I mean, I'm sure in some cases, like, job owes you things and stuff like that. But overall, nobody owes you anything. And especially if you're going to be fucking weird, right? That is not okay. She was just asking if she could join a fucking fan chat. Clearly, she probably doesn't want to if there's a bunch of weirdos like that in there. You don't get to make people uncomfortable and then get upset when they're uncomfortable. You can feel bad about it and be like, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. That's acceptable, right? Or in your own head, you'd be like, I don't get why she doesn't get me. Fuck her, right? But you don't get to go after her. Oh, this one's got a trigger warning for domestic violence, so I'll probably cut it out. But joking aside, if you're single, it's probably because you're a decent guy. Women love bastards and scum. Look no further than their obsession with serial killer documentaries. Okay, I'm not reading that. I mean, I read it. And I'm not happy, but wait, is that why it's called Reddit? To go back a little bit to, the bad guys, I think that there is a space in some people who think that I can change him. I don't have this feeling. For me, I generally want a mostly formed person in a relationship with me because I'm a mostly formed person and we can grow and learn from each other for sure. That would be great. But I am not going to build you. And I want somebody who has mostly built themselves and knows who they are to a certain point. I don't need anybody nobody completely knows who they are. And that's for me. That's my relationship. You can have whatever the fuck you want. But I like dogs. And so the 2 dogs that I have right now, one of them loved me immediately. And she still loves me, believe it or not. And it like just follows me everywhere and just loves me to death. And the other dog I have, it took a long while for her to warm up to me. And now she thinks I'm great. She herself is hilarious and everything's good. But there was a time where I was like, this dog is from hell itself, right? Like I just don't understand what's wrong with her. She does not want to listen to me. And, so it took a lot of work. And it took a lot of time and we got there. The feeling of her loving me is so awesome, right? Anytime that, she comes to tell me something, anytime that she just goes to say hi, she likes to look at me to make sure that I'm okay. If I sit still for too long, she comes out to check on me to make sure I'm okay. If I'm having a bad dream, she wakes me up. Like she's so great. And it is so amazing that we have that relationship now. I think that there is a misconception that you can change a person. And I think that in some cases, for the people who fall in love with the serial killers, for some people who fall in love with, the criminals, right? The people who've killed their wives. I think part of it is loneliness. I don't want to disparage anybody, but in some cases for this, there's loneliness and mental health issues that are definitely coming into play when people are interested in known murderers. Not all people, I'm sure. But the other thing I think is that they think that they're special, that they can fix whatever's broken, or that wouldn't happen to me. Now, me personally, the hottest thing about my ex to me is how much he hates murder. Like he fucking hates it. And I love it. Every time I'm like, yes. Because I'm a weirdo, but I also don't want to get murdered. So for me, it would be difficult for me to be in a relationship with someone who murdered their wife. I was thinking recently, if I could be in a relationship with somebody whose wife died or disappeared under mysterious circumstances. I don't know that I could. And it's, let's say he didn't do anything. Let's say she had another guy and he did something. Like, who knows, right? Maybe she gone girled him. I don't know. But for me to have a certain level of safety, I would prefer that your spouse isn't mysteriously missing. Anybody who's murdered their spouse is an automatic no for me. Anybody who's murdered their child is an automatic no for me. I know what my boundaries are, and not everybody has those same boundaries. But I don't think that I can change a person, and I don't think that I'm special enough that I can escape whatever caused the previous incident to happen. I'm not special. And so, but I can see why other people might think that they are, and that they could change him, and that they could, if they gave him enough love, that, you know, then he'll do the right thing, then he'll be the right person. That's not how people work. I mean, some people do grow and learn with each other for sure, and which is great. That's what relationships should do, is you help, find yourself and find your partner and find where you're going to be. Absolutely. But there are certain things that you can't love out of a person. Murder, domestic violence tendencies, abuse, that kind of thing. If that's the route that they're choosing, that's the route they're going to continue to choose for the most part. It makes me sad to see people like this. It's weird. I want everyone in the world to have love, but while saying that, I know that I can't love everybody in this world. And, every time I come up against somebody I can't love, it's difficult for me. I think that the more love people have, and not just relationship love, I think the more love people have, the better rounded their lives are. So what is a nice guy? According to this article of the day, in pop psychology, the nice guy is an adult male who is friendly yet unassertive in relationships with women. He gives emotional support, avoids confrontation, puts others' needs before his own, and generally treats women well. Despite these good qualities, many women, even those who claim to want a nice guy, actually choose to date men who are less considerate, likely because they are attracted to overt sexuality of such jerks. Okay, so if that's the definition of a nice guy, that's interesting. So you can give emotional support, be a nice person, treat women well, and still be assertive in a relationship. In fact, you need to advocate for yourself in a relationship. That's an interesting idea. Now, this is posted. I wonder if a nice guy wrote this article in a serious dictionary. I get it. This is an interesting idea. So if a quote unquote nice guy is not assertive in a relationship, what they're doing, based on this idea, what they're doing is they're giving all the power to the other person. And this could explain, like, they're basically handing themselves over to a person, which is not a safe thing to do. You should always be careful with yourself. But they're just, for whatever reason, they're handing themselves over to this person. And then that person's like, ooh, that's a lot. And then they drop them. And then, so that's where the outburst comes. You can advocate for yourself and still be a nice person. I advocate for myself, and I'm a very nice person. If you're not advocating for yourself, it's easier to get stepped on, and it's easier to be used. And maybe that's how we got here, if you think about it, right? If you're a nice guy based on this definition, and you're just doing, just laying yourself out there or whatever to get anybody who will take you. That's how you get people who are bad. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not being careful for who you take, you will find more people who want to use you than people who actually care about you. That's a very interesting idea. Right? Like so this would be how we get the idea that, that area perpetuates that, women only want you for your money, or, women will cheat on you, that kind of thing, because they're attracting those people who can take advantage of them. Very interesting. See, we're learning stuff. I wonder how true that is. We need to do some research. I don't know if there's nice guy research, but I'll find out. The other side to this that I'm thinking, right? Because they're like, oh, they only like scumbags. People attract their own, right? So, like, I find that, like, bad people kind of like each other. So, interesting. Again, this is just theories. This is just theories and thoughts. I don't have a science background. I don't have any data as of now. I'm just sitting here staring into space thinking very, very hard. But take a look at this. You have a person who's not assertive, putting other people's needs ahead of themselves. This other person is like, I can take advantage of that, right? I can get what I want. I can make him do things for me. I can, whatever. But what she likes in another person generally is the same thing that she does. She likes somebody who's kind of a dick, who is, doesn't care about other people because she doesn't have that attachment herself. So it might seem attractive to her to not attach to somebody who doesn't attach, right? It's what the avoidant personality types, perhaps. That's so fascinating, an idea. Again, nothing proven, not saying that it's scientifically accurate. It's just an idea, but it's so interesting. This would continuously perpetuate this thing. And again, rather than correcting it, because people are going to want to keep taking advantage of people, and then it's just going to make this person who doesn't know, oh, we just figured out nice guys. Or we didn't figure out nice guys. I don't know how we get to that point, but that's so interesting. So now I like things to make sense, right? I always wonder why do they think that girls only want bad guys, right? Because most of the girls that I know don't want bad guys. Never been friends with anyone who's dated like the bad guy. The closest I could think of is I knew a girl who dated a dummy. Oops, that's the dog. And I mean, and he was nice. He was just like, he didn't get stuff, right? Like, so, he was never like, as far as I know, intentionally malicious. He was just saying stupid shit, right? Because he's not getting it. And I'll be honest, she didn't like that part. That wasn't the part that she was attracted to. So, okay, this prop was bound to have some answers like this. I really appreciated his response. Is it derogatory and creepy to compliment a woman's body when you find them attractive? And would it be degrading for a woman to accept said compliment? It says, from what I have seen, if you are what women are looking for, then it's a turn on. If, on the other hand, you aren't attractive, then it's sexual harassment. Here's the thing. Yes and no, right? So if somebody I'm in a relationship with wants to tell me that I have nice boobs, that's nice to hear, right? I'm glad that they like them, especially because sometimes I'm insecure about them. So, it makes me feel good. If I go to Walmart and I'm buying dog bones and some guy comes up and tells me I've got nice boobs, I don't like it. And it doesn't matter what he looks like. It could be Brad Pitt. Don't impress me much. Like, fuck you. Get away from me. It's different. The difference is the relationship. For somebody to have been deemed a suitor type that you would want those compliments from, there's usually a little bit something more. There's, until you get to, and granted, like, levels change, right? Like, I get compliments frequently. And none of them are about usually my body. It's my hair, my glasses, my boots, my tattoos, which is closest to body, but like I don't count those because that's not me. That's somebody drew, that kind of thing. And all of those are completely fine. But once you start like getting to like the actual like parts of my body, then it gets weird. Until you've had firsthand knowledge of those places, I don't want you talking about them. I do think that we don't compliment men enough. Genuinely, I think we don't compliment men enough, and I would like more men to get complimented because they need to hear it. Men are attractive, and there are different features that are attractive on different people, and it can brighten someone's day, especially if you're in a relationship. But because men don't get so many compliments, I feel like they don't understand the different level of invasion, right? So I'm sure lots of guys would love to hear that they've got a great ass, right? I'm sure lots of guys work on their asses for hours, every day in some cases, right? And they're like, man, no one's noticing my ass. I've been working really hard on this, right? And girls do that too, don't get me wrong. But until you're broken down to just that ass, you don't understand why that's not the compliment you intended to be. So it would be, I think if we would compliment guys more, guys deserve compliments too, you guys. Guys deserve compliments. I love guys. I'm not such a fan of nice guys apparently, but I love guys. I'm going to stop this here because I've been recording for over an hour. I don't know if this is usable, but I like where this is going. And so I might, if I don't use this, I'm going to change it into something else. if I do use this, I might have more coming. I have ideas. This is blowing my mind. We are learning so much. I love learning. I love trying to figure things out. And maybe we can come to some answers here. Maybe I can start a relationship course and I can teach people how to be in a relationship. Not how to be in a relationship, but just like how to accept what a relationship is. Like, it's not always what you think it is, and that's fine. Sometimes you're not meant to be together and it's not fun, but that's fine. Sometimes it gets you to where you need to be. But anyway, that said, maybe, this is a rough, what did we go through, like 7 of these in an hour? Jesus Christ, I'm not good at this. This is rough. Everybody needs love. It's not easy because not everyone does things that others find deserving of love. And I do understand, you see a lot of awful things in the world today, and those people don't seem to necessarily get consequences. And maybe if you're a person who's not doing those things, or you think you're being nice, it seems like they're getting what you should be getting. If you're going to consider yourself nice, consider why you're doing what you're doing. I find true kindness comes from a deeper place of caring. If you're doing it for your own gain, you're not actually nice. We should change the name, but I haven't come up with a name for that yet, so I'll get back to you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I edit it in a way that you don't see me staring into space as much, because this really almost broke my brain. I got so many, lots going on. I gotta go take a walk now, but I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye. Thanks for watching.